time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey, guys. Welcome back and happy Wednesday. All right, guys. Well, we haven't been back to do a Real Housewives of New Jersey recap in quite some time, but we're back now, back and better than ever, and we're getting ready for our last show in New York City. Guys, before we bring up Zack, I just want to say thank you so much for all of the love and support. This has been such an incredible ride, so much fun, and just meeting all of you has been amazing. Actually, Zack's going to give a little bit of a tidbit for our New York City show and what we have coming up, because I just realized that I locked my dog in the bathroom. So I'm going to let Zack say that really quick, and I'll see you guys in 2 seconds. Hi, Zack.
Hi. Go save your damn dog, please. I'm
Okay,
about to call PETA on your ass.
Okay, get on.
Hi, guys. Wow, I get to host the show today. Well, Adam is right. We do have our big final show coming up in New York City. If you're in the live chat, let me know who's coming to New York City. We have Margaret Josephs. We also just found out, or actually I haven't been allowed to tell Adam yet, but there's a special guest that might be joining us on stage. That one of our other guests just DM'd me about yesterday. And they're like, don't tell the audience. Don't tell Adam. It's going to be a total surprise guest. So I was like, oh, so this will just be between you and I while Adam is gone. We may have a surprise housewife in New York for our show. But like I said, we have Margaret Josephs coming. We have a lot of our friends that'll be there. Jess from Hot Takes and Deep Dives, Tom Hamlet from the Dumpster Dive podcast, Anthony Lario. We have DJ Richie Sky, Sarah Galley. So many good friends.
Oh my gosh, a lot coming up. And I heard the little tidbit, so I will find out.
There's no tidbit.
Yes. Okay. All right, guys. Well, in the meantime, we are back to talk about the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And we're so curious what your thoughts were, because I always kind of like stalk Zack a little bit on his Instagram stories. He's always content creating, ad promoting, doing stuff all over the place. And I have to keep up with him. And I saw you last night and you're like, I want some French fries. It's too late. I don't know what the man in the window is doing, but he's not doing it in the window anymore. So he went somewhere else to do it. And I'm bored as hell with this episode. So I want to know from you guys, 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, what would you rate this episode? And Zack, let me start with you.
I think I'm going to give it like a 4. Like, I guess it kind of spiced up towards the end when Margaret and Teresa were finally having to come face to face with each other. But like the song's terrible. Like there was a lot of bad happening this episode. It dragged on. I'm glad it's the episode before the finale, because like now I'm like, all right, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of getting to the point where I'm glad it was a shorter season. I wouldn't give it a 4. Lisa H gave it a 5. Sarah G gave it an 8. Lit Real Red gave it an 8.5. Joe Mendoza
Very
said
generous.
a sensible 5, and 3 out of 10 snooze fest. Hi, Mike. My gosh, it's been so long since I've seen you guys on here. Yes, I'll probably give it a 6, only because I was hoping for some sort of resolve out of the Margaret Teresa situation, but I don't know what the hell I was thinking, because there's no getting to Teresa. And I'm not going to go on a Teresa bashing fest, but let's start from the top. Make it okay, never mind.
From the top, make it drop.
Okay. So let's start from the top. Everyone wakes up the morning after the table flip 2.0, which really wasn't a table flip. It was more like a drink swipe on the table. But okay, we get what you're doing. Now, when they do, they all kind of start waking up and congregating in the kitchen and talking about what they're going to do for their day. And Margaret addresses the elephant in the room, or the Teresa out of the room, I guess. But she's asking everybody, what are your thoughts? That was crazy last night. And the cast wants to know, Margaret, what do we need to do to make this right? Like, how can we move forward from this? And she simply said, she owes me an apology. She owes the entire group an apology for her actions. She called me white trash. She called her the see you next Tuesday. She threatened to beat her ass. She made a whole big spectacle out of the venue, Nashville Underground, out of herself, really, but in the venue, which, by the way, Zack and I did see the venue and the Bull while we were in Nashville, but they're all talking about it. And Joe's like, listen, I'm going to try to talk to her. And if anything happens, and this is where Margaret's husband steps in, he said, what are you going to do about it if Teresa lunges at my wife? He's like, I'll grab her and I'll remove her. What were your thoughts on this situation?
I mean, I Teresa was wrong. And that's like the bottom line. And we need to not tiptoe around it. We need to not be like, oh, she was just, standing up for her man, defending love. Like, like her behavior was inappropriate. And I think Joe and Melissa should have really been a little more stern with her and been like, look, I get it. You have a lot of feelings. This is very emotional, but what you did was wrong. And I think Melissa and Joe are the family members that had the closest connection. Like, we know Jennifer is not going to do it. Jennifer is going to keep eating Teresa's asshole because she wants to be her BFF forever. And Dolores is caught in the middle. So I think at least if it comes from her brother, I think she would be more likely to listen to Joe. And I just wish Joe and Melissa had stepped up a little more.
I do have to say really quick, though, when it comes to Jennifer Aydin, she is kind of crossing over this fence a couple times. Like, not to Teresa's face, but she has had some realizations. And interestingly enough, she even said this in a recent interview, she forgives Margaret Josephs for bringing up the affair. And she feels like they're getting to a better place. And she really feels that Margaret, I don't want to use the word remorseful, that she's remorseful, but that she feels bad for exposing this infidelity. So Jennifer Aydin is kind of getting to a better place with the rest of the women. And I'm wondering, is that genuine, or is it because you kicked off this season only with Teresa and you were on the outs with the rest of the women? And in order to come back next season, you really have to start repairing these friendships.
She's in it to stay on the show. That's what Jennifer's doing. She knows that she has to kind of play it nicely with all the other women. She knows that she kind of has to be in the mix and in the drama because then, she's going to be bringing some value to the show. But I think at this point, she's like, I'm not trying to go against Margaret again because Margaret already brought up all of my family's dirty laundry. And, you're right. She's caught in the middle, but I think she's trying to make sure she secures a job for next season.
And by the way, Mike just said in the chat too, where are you, Mike? Because I just saw this. She does call Teresa out sometimes. It's in the after show more than the show for sure. Okay. So she apparently does call her out every once in a while. But even still, I mean, she was making a point when they were all talking in the kitchen and she's like, you said the reason that you exposed my husband's affair was because I kept pushing you and pushing you and pushing you to the point where you finally snapped. But is this hypocritical behavior? Because now you've been pushing and pushing Teresa when she told you to stop, and now she finally snapped. Whereas Margaret's like, hold on. No, I'm not attacking Louis. I'm simply asking the questions around the headlines that are surrounding Louis. It's out there. Like Giselle Bryant says, it's out there. We have to talk about it.
Yeah. And I also think that Teresa is kind of the one that's provoking the situation more, like going into the dinner at the Nashville Underground. Teresa was the one at the table that accused Margaret of leaking stories to the bloggers. Like, Margaret didn't bring up Louis at that dinner at all. Like, she wasn't talking about Louis or any of the allegations, and Margaret's even been very clear that, she's not bringing up these allegations. All the exes are bringing up all these allegations of abuse with Louis. So Teresa, I think, is just still upset that it was brought up on camera to begin with. And so now Teresa's just like, I'm going to continue to lay into Margaret because I'm pissed that she did this from the get-go, and I'm going to try to hold her the fire.
And I think Teresa went in, when you go into a situation and you already know that there's the potential or the possibility of having, an outcome that's going to be a little chaotic, you already have that in your head. Like, if this person says one thing to me, I'm going to rip their fucking head off. Then you probably shouldn't even put yourself in that situation. And she went there waiting for a moment from Margaret. And then I feel more so like Teresa provoked that moment. And then she started saying, you're leaking things to the bloggers. They were talking about David Yanti from Behind the Velvet Rope, which David did say, no, that's not true. But, she's like, you're leaking things to the bloggers. And Margaret's like, you're a fucking liar. I haven't leaked anything to the bloggers. And it just took, you're a fucking liar for the table flip swipe 2.0.
You're a sick, disgusting liar.
You're a sick, disgusting liar. It's going to be on Zack's next can of his next season of his roast.
You're a sick, disgusting liar.
No, but
read it and I agree.
Oh my God, I am. Okay.
Right. No, I think you're right. Teresa totally provoked that. Margaret didn't bring anything about Louis at the table, and she only responded to Teresa's accusation of Margaret leaking things to the press, and I think we've talked about this. Margaret doesn't need to leak things to the press because like it's already out there. It's public record. It's like in the news. It's on the blogs. Like Margaret doesn't need to be the one to deliver the message. The message is out.
And I think
our job is to deliver the message to everybody watching.
Yeah, and I feel like too for Margaret, I think to kind of defend this situation a little bit, I don't think she would leak it. I think that she would simply just bring it up on camera, just like she did with Jennifer Aydin's, husband and his affair. Like that wasn't in the blogs before that was mentioned. She was like, you know what? I'm sitting on this information. I'm not going to give it to any blogger or podcast host or whatever. She's like, I'm just going to go straight to the source and be like, this is what happened. Guess what? Boom. Yep. We just mic dropped at the same time. Okay. So I really don't think that she's leaking things to the blogs. And my second point to this is this shit was already out there. His court cases, the viral video, that's not anything that's been leaked. That was out there. It's just simply being talked about. And it needs to be. Teresa would hate Lisa Rinna. She would hate her.
Oh, she would hate her.
Oh my God. They could never be on a cast together. Teresa would go back to jail because she would choke Lisa.
I would love it. Give me Teresa and Lisa Rinna in Amsterdam. Maybe we'll even let Kim Richards come to the table.
See, I think that they should have put Lisa Rinna on Ultimate Girls Trip with Teresa and have Lisa Rinna be like, well, Teresa, you better believe we're going to talk about it. And she'd be like, you fucking bitch. Like,
mention it all.
Mention
it all.
Okay, well, Melissa comes up with an idea in this episode, and she's like, listen, I want to go to Nash Fox or whatever it's called, and I want to write a song. I thought this was extremely boring.
We should have done this when we went to Nashville. How fun would that have been? Could you imagine?
No, we didn't have time to do that.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down the side of me, quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me.
I mean, come on. And Mike, yes, let's talk about the husband already. But no, I mean, Zach, this drink truly packs a punch. You really do only need one. Cheers. Oh,
cheers.
Hey, Phoebe. Phoebe was in the house with us when we were staying in LA. We love Phoebe.
We love Phoebe.
Okay. Getting back to it though, I hear Jason coming in the house. What I wanted to talk about was this song. The whole thing looked boring. And I don't think Dolores necessarily didn't go because she really wanted to check on Teresa. I think Dolores was like, I understand that I'm contractually obligated to film while I'm here. I get it, but that sounds boring as hell. I wish I was on the boat with the guys in the strap on. I'm not. So instead, I'll go check on Teresa. Maybe we'll do a little bit of shopping.
Yeah, no. Well, Teresa was not allowed to be with because we know Margaret revealed that Teresa was asked to leave the Nashville house. So I'm pretty sure production wanted to keep Teresa separate from the group, and they needed someone, and it was either going to be Jennifer or Dolores that would have gone out with Teresa to kind of calm her down, and Dolores was the most viable option. But I'm pretty sure Dolores is like, I would rather be, like you said, on the boat with the dildo. And were they taking shots out of the dildo? Like,
they were taking shots out of the dildo. Yeah.
How do you even do that?
And then
I would rather record a song in Nashville than take shots out of a dildo. No,
I would way rather be on the boat with, Frank and Joe and all of them because they have so much fun. I just think that I would be like Bill Aydin being carried off the boat because they can drink. Like they're like
they can drink.
They're like, what did Cynthia call Molly on stage when we were in Nashville? She's like, she could drink. She's like a camel.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like they're just a bunch of camels, all except Bill Aydin. But anyways, just getting back to the whole point, it looked like the guys were having fun. The girls are trying to come up with this country song that addresses friendship and drama, but let's keep it lighthearted. And Melissa Gorga tries to give us a little bit of vocals, but okay. I mean, it's not, to be fair, none of them are really extremely talented singers, but that's okay. I can say that. I'm not a talented singer. So
I'm not. I can rap though. I'm a rapper.
I could rap too.
Let's do a rap song.
No.
Let's do it. Really? I'm going to find us a studio in New York and we're going to make
in the 36 hours that we're in New York, you're going to find a studio for us to do on top of everything else.
Content. You better work, bitch. If you had a business that you were passionate about, then maybe you would know what it takes to run a business, but you don't.
Okay, Kim. Jessica Whaley said, I don't think Rinna has the balls to go against Teresa. She backs down to Erica so far. We'll see. I mean, actually, we won't see because she'll never be in that position. Teresa would destroy Rinna. Rap battle. It was horrible, and by no means are they Mariah Carey. Zach did a fantastic rap for my cameo request. Loved it.
I did. I'm on Cameo. Thank you.
Yeah, on Cameo. Okay, so now, after we get the boring scene of them trying to record some music, and we see the guys having one hell of a day, we see Dolores talk to Teresa. When she's talking to Teresa, she's asking her about the situation and telling her pretty much, Teresa, we're too old to be doing this. Like, I had a moment with Jackie that you weren't there, and I wanted to choke her out. But you know what? I said to myself, no, we're not doing that, Dolores. We're not doing that. And I kind of refrained myself, and I was like, I'm an adult. And I maintained my composure. And that's what you need to do to, like, Teresa. And she's like, Dad, if you're going to try to pop my love bubble, I'm going to rip your head off. And I was like, oh, there's no getting to this. It's not happening. You're not going to get to this woman. She's not caving.
No, neither of them are caving.
Neither of them are caving. I mean, if I were Margaret, I wouldn't cave though.
I wouldn't cave either. I'd be like, no, screw you. Like, who do you think that you are? Your boyfriend is wrong. He's been accused of all of these things. I didn't accuse him. I just happened to I brought it up trying to do you a favor of giving you the grace to address it with the group so that it can be brought up on camera since everybody's already talking about it anyway. Teresa's just the one that went off the rails and but I mean, she did the same thing to Jacqueline when Jacqueline was asking questions about all of her legal issues, and then she ended up going to prison. So,
well, also to be fair too, if I were Margaret, I wouldn't even mess with Teresa in the first place. Not mess with her, like I wouldn't try to piss her off, but I really would do my best. Aside from like filming little tidbits, I wouldn't try to be good friends with Teresa after you had somebody yank my hair out of my head like that. Yeah. At that point, I would have been like,
done.
I'm good. I'm good on you. And Teresa's had a hard on for Margaret for a long time.
She is, and I think it's because Margaret is very like much who she is and unapologetic and not willing to buckle to Teresa. And I think that's what upset. Like Teresa wants a Dolores and a Jennifer. I mean, even Melissa's kind of in an uncomfortable position where there's like a level of loyalty because there's the layer of family. But like Teresa just wants, soldiers. She wants everyone to be a Jennifer Aydin that's just going to bend over and take it.
I agree with that. And I do also agree when they're talking about this and Teresa not buckling, and the women are kind of, some of them like Jennifer or Joe Gorga, he's not a woman, but Joe Gorga, Melissa Gorga, and even Dolores, they're like, listen, why don't you apologize to Teresa and just try to make this right? And Margaret's position is, and so is Tracy Lynn Johnson and Jackie Goldschneider's, their position is, no, F that. She's come after me. She's come after you. Why are we going to sit here and kiss her ass? We're not her family. We don't have to do that and condone like this wacky behavior where you're running up and down the stairs, threatening to like rip my face off. Why would we condone? You guys have to do that. You don't have really any friends left, so you definitely have to kiss her ass. You're family, so I guess I kind of get it. And you have loyalty because you've known her your whole life. I don't need to do that. Yeah. I mean, I completely agree with the position, but let's keep it moving. So the guys end up coming back from the boat. They had a great time. Bill Aydin shows up with his shirt backwards. They're a little bit waisty pants, but what else can we expect from the Real House Husbands of New Jersey? Now they're getting ready for some sort of honky tonk, which by the way, guys, Zach and I did not know what a honky tonk was, I think. No. Did you know? Okay.
I didn't know.
If you go to Nash Vegas, I'm calling it that just because it really, Zach and I were walking around.
People get sloshed at 9 a.m.
It was 9 a.m. We're walking down and it's like honky tonk number 1 and like Kid Rock's honky tonk and country honky tonk. And you hear live music at like 9 a.m. and you see like people swaying with their beers, listening to the music. I'm like, did you guys go to sleep or have you been out all night or did you just wake up this morning?
Did we honky tonk?
Huh?
Did we honky tonk? I don't know what a honky. I still don't know what a honky tonk is.
It's just a bar. I think it's like a country. It's like a Southern bar, I guess. And it's called a honky tonk. It's the same thing as a freaking bar. But no, we didn't specifically go to a honky tonk. No. But we did go to a moonshine distillery.
And a Taco Bell.
And a Taco Bell with live music. But not a honky tonk. Okay.
Not a honky tonk.
All right, so they're Dolores is putting together this sort of honky tonk. She brought in the props. We have an old Chevy truck. Maybe it's a Ford. Maybe it's a GMC. I don't know what it is. I'm not good with cars, but it's set up. It looks a little bit Southern country. It looks cute, and it has a whole vibe. She had a party planner come in, Tiki Barber. I saw him let her in the door, and I caught those eyes, Tiki. I just want to say that really quick because she was cute, and Tiki's like, "Yeah, welcome in. Let me know if you need anything." I was like, Tiki, you better get your ass in there with your wife.
Where's Tracy?
Where's Tracy? Tracy's too involved with Teresa. She's about to lose her man to the party planner. That's what it felt like. By the way, this is off topic. You watched the first episode of the Kardashians?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
so good.
Okay, so really quick. There was a playback from where Kim freaks out when she sees that her son Saint is looking at the Roblox thing. And she said, Chloe, come here. And I don't know if you saw the playback, but they were super focused because Tristan was sitting at the table and they're watching his face and they zoomed in.
Yes.
And she's like, I have to show you something. And he's like,
worried it's about him.
Yeah, thinking that maybe it was about him and he got caught with, well, now we know the whole story. He got somebody else pregnant. But anyways, getting back to New Jersey. So everyone starts coming over and they're like, listen, we're going to be cordial. Teresa's in the room. She owes us an apology. This is how Margaret feels. And okay, let's see if we get it. They sit down, they start eating, and Teresa says, cling, 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 but not really. I just want to apologize to everyone here at the table about what happened. It wasn't one of my proudest moments, and I got a little crazy, but it was because I was provoked. So I was provoked. And then Margaret's looking like, really? That's where we're going with this? That's your answer? And then you see Tracy's face and Jackie's face just drop like, girl, you're not going to win this. And then you see Joe Gorga kind of in his confessionals rewarding the fact that like, he's like, listen, if you guys would have asked Teresa for this like 10 years ago, my sister, there's no way in hell. So I think this is great. This is an apology. I'm like, no, Joe, no.
Like, I understand his point in the sense, like, yes, this is technically growth, but that still doesn't make it great. That still doesn't make it good. Yes, it is growth, but it's not a real apology. And I think the only way we push Teresa to get better at this type of stuff is by holding her accountable and not allowing her to give these half-assed apologies and then be like, good job, sweetie. No, that's not a good job. That was a very shitty apology. There should have been a direct apology to Margaret, being like, look, I'm sorry for my behavior. I'm sorry that I lashed things out at you. That was not appropriate. I apologize to everybody at the table for ruining the dinner tonight. If I could apologize to the honky tonk at the bar, I would apologize to him because he has to clean that up afterwards. Like there was a lot more to the apology that needed to happen.
There was a lot more to the apology that needed. It honestly gave me, I don't know if you guys caught this, but obviously I talk about it all the time on my channel, or I did when it was current, was Randall and Lala's split. And everybody was waiting to see what Randall was going to say. And then finally he goes on Gigi from Shaws of Sunset. Well, former Shaws of Sunset, really. But goes on her podcast, Genuinely Gigi. And he's like, listen, I'm not going to bash the mother of my child. But she did some stuff shit too. But I'm not going to talk about her. But I could, but I'm not going to. It's like, that's not, then don't say it, because now you're putting it out there and we're all wondering, what do you have on her? So instead of just like not saying anything, now we're all speculating, like, did she cheat on you? Is that, you know what I mean? Like, it's that whole apology I thought was the dumbest thing.
Well, I mean, but it wasn't even an apology.
Yeah,
like, it was never like an I'm sorry to Lala. There was like, he really didn't give us anything in that interview other than I'm not going to talk about her, even though I can. I'm not going to disrespect the mother of my child. And it's like, well, then what are we doing here? Like, you can apologize. You can be like, look, I screwed up. I love her. I'm sorry. Like, that's all he needed to say. And he couldn't even say that, but it's because he knows that he's so wrong in what he did that he needed to, try to throw some shade her way to make it seem like he wasn't the only guilty party in this. When it's like, we went to the hotel in Nashville. We saw where you were taking them girls.
We did. And we went on, well, You guys will have to catch the behind the scenes footage from Nashville. LA footage is coming up today.
LA drops today. I believe the LA footage. So if anybody bought any of the VIP live stream tickets, we did promise you guys a behind the scenes series. So we do have the LA one drops, I believe, today, and the Nashville will be available soon.
It's so good, guys. You have to watch the LA one. Isn't it like 30 minutes?
Yeah, it's like a little over 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's long, but it tells the whole story of our LA trip. It's so much fun. Anyway, but Nashville, you'll get some behind the scenes footage too. That's also equally as fun and a little bit crazy and chaotic.
If not more fun. I think the Nashville footage is way more, only because we were so busy in LA that like we gave more time to producing content in Nashville.
And we went on a hunt for the two women. We're like running around the streets of Nashville like, are you the mystery
I forgot
woman?
about that.
Yeah. Is that her in the jean jacket?
That's her. That's the bitch. She's the prostitution whore.
And then like women are staring at us like, who is this? And I'm like, if you slap anybody, please slap him, not me. Please.
Yeah. No, don't slap me. My face is too expensive.
Will you be going to the Regency?
That's
a great idea if we have time. You guys, this is the thing too. New York is our shortest trip. Like LA, I had a full week in LA, and Zack obviously lives there. Nashville, we had about 4.5 days. And then New York, we're literally
We didn't have 4.5 days in Nashville. We had like 3 days.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, we had 3 days. Okay.
Where were you? Oh, 3.5 days.
Yeah, like 3.5 days. And literally in New York, we're flying in the day before, midday. We have the show the day of, and then literally flying out that morning, the next morning. So we have 2 days in New York. It's going to feel like a quick turnaround, but it'll be fun. Lala Sex said, where do we watch? You can go to spillingtealive.com. By the way, guys, yes, if you want to watch our show in New York, and if you haven't watched any of the shows, well, go to spillingtealive.com and grab your live stream tickets. It's a lot of fun. And if you're in New York City or in the surrounding areas, we're seriously urging you to come and play with us because we have some really fun special guests for New York City. And it's our last city for the leg of this Spilling Tea live tour. So of course we're going out with a bang. Trust me, better believe it. It's going to be fun. Now, getting back to it. So we're sitting there and finally we don't get an apology. And Margaret's like, you know what? I don't even have time for her. At this point, I'm just going to get up and walk away. She walks away. She has Jackie follow her. Tracy follows her. Tiki kind of follows, but then the camera cuts to him being back at the table. So I guess he came back out and let the girls have their time. And Teresa's like, I'm out. That's pretty much where we're ending off the episode. We didn't have any resolve. I don't know if we'll get any.
I mean, probably not by the finale. Like, I think we're gonna get a big blowout showdown at the reunion for sure.
Okay. Where can we watch the LA after show? Go ahead.
Well, the behind the scenes series that Adam and I were talking about, if you have a VIP live stream ticket to the shows for LA, because they're sold individually, LA, Nashville, and New York, unless you bought the bundle package. But so people that have VIP live stream tickets, which you can technically still get, you just won't get the actual live stream, but you'll get the recording of the show and you'll get the behind the scenes series. So those are available. You can still buy those tickets at spillingtealive.com.
Spillingtealive.com. Rob J in the City came and celebrated a birthday with us in Nashville and said, I'm ready for Spilling Tea 2.0. I know. I've met so many incredible people, I feel like, and I keep inviting people to, I'm like, come play with me in Palm Beach. I don't want this to be over. We'll go out and hang out. And now I'm getting a lot of DMs and stuff of people who are like, we're coming to Palm Beach. And I said to Jason, okay, the party continues. Except everybody knows when I'm actually in my element, all I do is work. I sit behind this camera and I don't move. I eat, sleep, and everything behind this camera. Reality with Krista Marie said, so will table flipping be frowned upon in New York? Just make sure I plan accordingly. I mean,
we already had a table flip in LA.
Yeah. I was about to say, we already had a table flip in LA. And we also have security in New York. It comes with the venue. So we can't promise that they're not going to escort you out. But if you want a moment, I'm all for a moment. Let's not have a moment. Let's not have security escort anybody out of our shows. Let's not have a moment. Let's all get Liddy City, but let's keep it tame. Yes. Actually, I agree. And if you have a moment, Can you, because
We
in
want to be
Nashville-
invited back, guys. We want to come. We want more venues to keep inviting us.
because especially after Nashville, it seemed like everybody was a little litty and LA, but people were having moments on their way out. And I was like, oh, when they were like, some people, they're just having a lot of fun. They probably don't necessarily remember, which I get that. Okay. Everybody's been there before, but as they were doing it as they were exiting the building. So that's great. Take it in your Uber, go have a moment there. That's perfect, because I'm for damn sure we'll be invited back to the last two venues. And like you said, we want to be invited back to this one. Well,
yes.
Okay, Zach, one last thing before we go. Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, show some love for Mr. Frank Catania. And I wanted to ask you, we have the reunion coming up and we've got some looks. So I want to ask you and everybody in the live chat, I'm going to start bringing up some women. I don't have a photo of all of them together, but I want to know who you think was the best dressed and the worst dressed. I don't want to know anything.
You know how much I love to critique people's looks.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Fashion police right here.
Like when you told me I need Botox. Here we go.
I
Okay.
love this look.
Love this look. All right. Could it be a contender for your favorite?
Yeah, actually, I think it's very sexy. It's very form-fitting. And it also is kind of like a moment. Like, I love the metallic vibe. I'm very here for this look on Melissa. It's my top look.
Okay. Margaret Josephs is giving us like old school Margaret with the hair.
I don't love this look as much. I think this look, was a little underwhelming for me. It's a pretty dress. The hair is cute. It's not wow.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on these?
I mean, I love Melissa Gorga's look. I think she looks absolutely incredible.
Like a goddess, yeah.
I think that Margaret's, it's a cute dress. It's not my favorite, but it looks great on her. It's just not my favorite. I don't think she looks bad in it, and I definitely don't think she's the worst dressed, but it's just not my favorite dress. That's all. Teresa.
I know that this is a hot take, but I actually really love this jumpsuit on her. I think it's very form-fitting. I love the shinies. I love this look. I think her hair looks great. This is probably also a top look of mine. And I know some people hate it, but I think it looks great.
I mean, I have to say really quick too, and who am I? Who the hell am I? I'm not fashion police. I just wish they would have taken the sparkly stuff all the way down and committed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not,
yeah,
it
really
might be one of my least favorites.
Really? I really like it. And it's probably just because as I'm sitting there, I can just like look at myself the whole time.
I mean, I feel like you probably have this in your closet. Jennifer Aydin. She took a page out of Meredith's book.
Meredith, yeah, with the feathers. I think it looks great. I don't think it's not my favorite, but it's very reunion. It delivers it, it brings the high fashion. I don't love the feathers. I know feathers are in right now, but it's it's cute.
She's kind of reminding me of it looks like Shannon Bedore's dress from the OC reunion that we have coming up with some arm pads or some shoulder pads, I mean, with Meredith feathers. That's what it's giving me. I don't hate it.
No, yeah.
Yeah. I think this one is my favorite.
Really?
No, this one.
Oh, this one. Dolores?
Yes. Dolores. And I don't know if it's the body. I don't know what it is, but she killed it. And she works her ass off to be in the shape that she's in. You'll see her. She talks about it. She diets. I mean, look at the whole family. Look at her son. But like fitness and obviously being healthy is important to her, especially at this point. And she's talked about it. I think she looks absolutely incredible. I think this is my favorite look.
It's a great look. Her body looks incredible. The tan is popping. The boobs, the shoes, all of it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I definitely really like it. I think all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's next?
Tracy. Oh, girl, you lose. Oh shit. I didn't even look at this before. I just pulled the photos.
It's bad. The hair is really bad. The dress is not very form-fitting. It looked like it could have been a nice color, but I think with the set, it really kind of gets washed out. No, I don't like anything about this. Worst dress, definitely done. Now we know why she's not coming back next season.
Kind of like a blonde Elvira. look a little bit. It gives me like
Yeah.
I don't know, but also didn't realize the set was Nashville inspired until looking at this photo. I guess because I haven't had time to really look at the photos.
I know. Normally, I love dissecting all the reunion fashions, but I haven't really had a chance.
Yeah. Okay. Last
Until
but
now.
not so right now we agreed this is our least favorite. The least interesting to look at.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what you guys are saying really quick. Rob J in the city said, thanks everyone I met that made my birthday and first time to Nashville a blast. I'm still feeling it. Oh, well, that's okay. That feeling will go away. Morticia Barber. Yes, Zach. Why Tracy? Why? Tracy, I take that back. She is the worst dressed. I really don't care for this one. It's giving me Daryl Hannah Splash and her shoulders are hunched over. Well, maybe it just looks like that because it kind of looks like she's trying to push him back a little bit. I don't know what she's doing. Last but not least, Jackie Goldschneider with the man that everyone's trying to take.
Jackie looks pretty. It's not like wow, but Jackie looks pretty. Like I think Jackie and Margaret both look pretty. It's just it doesn't really deliver for me.
I hate the bottom of hers and I hate the bottom of Teresa's. Like it's like they stopped making the dress.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's kind of like the style is it kind of just fades out, but it's not a great style. Cause like this just looks like you can see her skims underneath it. It looks like you can see that she's wearing, like Spanx and, it doesn't fully translate.
Which, by the way, if you guys didn't catch the live stream for Nashville, I told a story on stage about one time stealing my mom's Spanx to go to Janice Dickinson's house. And you guys remember Janice Dickinson from America's Next Top Model? Because I wanted to be like snatched and she caught me taking her Spanx once I got home. And then Jason called me out when we were there and he said, Adam, you just spent, what are you wearing? No. And then I come out of the Airbnb and I walk out into the living room and I see Zach walking around in Skims and I'm like, what is happening? It's like we're just a disaster. So wait, are we agreeing that this is the best dressed? Melissa Gorga wins?
I'm giving my vote to Melissa.
I think, okay, I'm gonna call it a split between Melissa and Dolores, and I'm going to say worst dressed, sorry, Tracy Lynn Johnson.
Yeah.
The seasoned vets, they get it.
No, but even the newbies, like you can like ask for advice from some of the other, like it was just bad. All of it's bad. The hair is bad. The dress is bad. Everything is bad. Yeah, Jessie. Yeah.
Teresa's outfit was cute. I think Margaret was the best dressed, age appropriate and pretty. Okay. The Spanx story, Trish. Yeah. Sorry. And my mom was in the front row and she's like, why are you talking about this? It's like, sorry. I didn't even realize my mom was probably like, why are you telling people I wear Spanx? But that wasn't the point of the story. And now I have to go apologize. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it was all about you, Adam. You didn't even think about anybody else.
Oh, no. I love you, Mom. Okay. She's probably watching right now. All right,
she
guys.
Looks fantastic.
Yes.
Spanx or no Spanx, she looks great.
Yes. We love us some Mom. Okay. Yes. With that, guys, we've covered the Real Housewives of New Jersey, the recap, or at least whatever that episode was. And it wasn't the best, but I am excited for the reunion. I'm hoping that it's not just 2 parts like the OC reunion. I hope we have a little bit more. And we have heard that it was chaotic. Huh?
I said it has to be more than 2 parts. Like with what we've heard so far, like it has to be a 3-part reunion.
Yeah, at least, but we don't need a 4. Don't do that.
No.
We don't need a month. You just did the Dolores no about Margaret. You're like, no. Yes. Okay. Oh, Mom, no one cares. You're beautiful. Yes, I agree. Hi, Mom.
Is she here?
No, Trish literally just wrote, hi, Mom. So I read it.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we will, of course, be back to talk about on it. Well, yeah. We could probably come back next week, maybe. Oh, no. No, because today's
we'll be in New York.
We'll be in New York. Just kidding.
Oh, I mean, unless we do the reunion.
Well, we'll do the reunion.
Okay, yeah. We'll just miss the finale. I love, though, that like we were in Nashville when they were in Nashville. And as our tour is wrapping up, the season's wrapping up.
Yeah.
Since we made the announcement at the beginning of Jersey.
If you were one of the housewives on the current cast, who would you be? I think you're kind of like a Tracy Lynn Johnson.
Fuck you. Sorry. That's how we talk to each other off camera.
No, you're not.
That slipped. No, I would not be a Tracy Johnson. Like, how insulting. You would be a Jennifer Aydin. No, you would be a Siggy Flicker.
I liked Siggy.
She was fun. No, I would definitely want to be either a Margaret or a Melissa. I think you would be a Melissa, you know, a little more vanilla.
You're lucky we're on live stream. We're on live stream. Okay. He's most definitely Marge. All right. All right, guys. Well, again,
I have the hair to match. I have the hair and the personality to match it. Who would you be?
In the fashion sense. I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm pretty level-headed, but I don't take shit from anybody. But I really appreciate the few friendships that I have. I don't have many. I have like a lot of people that I meet, but like my friends group, like I'm like ride or die for them, and I'm very loyal. So I think I would be kind of like a Dolores a little bit. No?
Yeah, I think you would definitely be a Dolores.
Melissa Gorga, like I wouldn't sit there. I mean, Jason and I, like sometimes, like we don't always agree with one another's family, and I wouldn't sit there and bow down to like Jason's family. Jason wouldn't sit there and bow down to my family. So I'm not a Melissa Gorga, because if Jason's family was acting like a Teresa, I'd be like, no, I don't owe you shit. And Jason would do the same thing. So I can't be a Melissa.
Someone called you a Jackie. Ooh.
Take that back. Adam is Dolores. Thank you, Trish. I'm a Dolores. Melissa all the way. Adam is Melissa. I'm not Eileen Dave. Okay. We're done here.
We're done here. We're done here.
Guys,
cameras down.
Cameras. Bravo, King Bravo. All right. With that, guys, we are 42 minutes in. Don't forget to smash that like button. This is the last live that we're doing before our last show of this leg of the Spilling Tea live tour in New York City. We're coming to New York City April 28th to City Winery. And if you guys have not picked up your tickets, well, Zach, can you let them know, if they don't know, where they can find them?
Go to spillingtealive.com. There you can get your in-person tickets. You can get your live stream tickets. And our tour merch has just been restocked. So you can also get your tour merch as well. That'll only be available until next week. So make sure you get those orders in, because you're not going to want to miss it.
Love it. I love too. Rob J in the city's like, LOL, the shade Trish. And after meeting Trish, she's honestly like, wait, what? I love Eileen. Like, she probably is like, no, that's not a diss. That was like,
that was a compliment.
Yeah. And Mike's like, Adam is Denise Richards, a lesbian. Okay. Yes. You guys are a lot. P.S. Order Zack's wine. All right. We'll see you guys in New York City. Of course, we'll be dropping content all week along the way. We'll be keeping you posted on Instagram stories, Twitter, YouTube, podcast, you name it. We'll be there. And then we'll see you guys next week. I know Krista Marie, Joe Mendoza, Trish, Norma, Sarah Bahu. We have a lot of exciting people. Elaine Hargate that are coming to play with us in New York. We're going to have the best time. So hopefully you guys can join the party. Until next time, Zack, if they don't know this part, where can they find you, please?
You can follow me at Just Plain Zack, or follow my podcast at No Filter with Zack. I drop episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will be doing a live today on my YouTube channel and on Instagram, only because I haven't done them for a couple weeks because we've been on tour, guys. We've been a little busy, but I promise I will do one today. So yeah, just go give me a follow. And like they said in the comments, definitely, like Rob J in the city said, get some wine. It is delicious. It's Housewives inspired at nofilterwine.com. If you drink too many, you might end up making out with 3 people in Nashville. Who knows?
We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.